Hello there, this is DInfinityX, and I'm going to be doing another quick prop for our podcast that we stream every Saturday over on Twitch. This week, instead of doing an actual prop, I'm doing a stage, quite literally. So we're going to get rid of that. Now, this stage is for Kirk's upcoming segment on tips and tricks for people who are trying to get into being a comedian, or trying out to be a comedian, or just having fun. So to start off, we're going to do a plane, and as you can see, I scaled it with S. Then we're going to add a cylinder. We're going to scale this up, and we're going to move it down and bring it back. The next thing I want to add is a cube. Now, this isn't going to be entirely fancy. I should have scaled it first. Scale on the X and scale on the Y. Make it big enough to look like a stage. And then I'm going to fine tune how tall this is, or try to at least. This would be a lot easier if Blender was a little bit more precise with movement, or my mouse. My mouse is definitely part of the problem here because it just does not. That's close enough. Because what we're going to do real quick is add a new material, and we're going to go to the shader tab, and we are going to add, I'm going to try and make it look like wood, or a facsimile of wood. So we're going to add a color ramp that's very helpful for these sort of things, connected into the base color. We're going to add a, let's do a noise texture just to see how this will look. Be helpful if we could actually see it. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. And if we go over here and make this the same material, there we go. Okay. Now, if we change some of these colors here, for example, white, we make it a little bit more brown. Let's adjust the camera here so it's a little bit better. We're going to lock the camera to view, go back into camera mode, and swivel this around till I get it to where I'm happy with it, and right about there looks good. Alright, we're going to not do camera view anymore. Then I want to add another mesh, and we're going to add a plane. We're going to rotate it with R on the x-axis, and then hit 90 on the numpad. We're going to bring it back, scale it up, and then we're going to add a new texture. So same thing we did before, Shift A, converter, color ramp. Now I'm going to try something that I haven't tried yet. We're going to go to texture, and I want a wave texture. I'm going to type that into there. That's perfect. We're going to change the white to red. Probably make it a little bit darker of a red. Let's see if we can't. I want to make that just, those black lines just a little bit less prominent. There we go. Now I also want to add a bump map, which is under vector. We're going to add a bump. We're going to take the same color, go into height, and go into the normal. There we go. We got a cheap looking curtain effect, except we need to move it this way just a bit. I think I want to add another mesh. We're going to add a cube. We're going to move the cube over here and scale it up. Let's see how that looks. Perfect. Now we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to hit 3, select the face. We're going to inset, move it right about there. Looks good. Bring it up, bring it over. We're going to scale it down just a little bit more. Bring it over just a little bit more. We're going to extrude it in because that will give us the effect of a hull. Now let's give this a good color. Let's go for a not pink, like a dark orange. There we go. And then for this floor, we're going to do, I'm thinking more like a red's kind of loud, but let's see if we can make it look a little shaggy. So we're going to add as always, a color ramp. And we're going to add add a noise texture and put this into the color ramp. We're going to change the white to, that's not white, we're going to change the white to red. Let's add another bump map because I want to give it some texture. Same thing, we're going into height, going not into emission, we need to go into the normal. And then we want to detail this up. Yeah, there we go. I want the scale to be pretty big. That just looks like a really dirty floor. Let's see. Distortion. That doesn't look too bad. I want to change the view just a little bit. So we're going to go camera to view, and we're going to swivel it around and probably bring it up just a little bit. There we go. Maybe move it over here and swivel it around just a little. Okay, next we're going to add another mesh. We're going to do a cylinder. We're going to scale it all the way down, bring it up, scale it on the Z, make it flat, scale it again, scale it on the Z, and then we're going to, let's try and get that position back right about there. Got to unclick camera view. We're going to put this right there. We're going to make it into the floor just a little bit, add another texture. We're going to make this one a little bit gray. We're going to go into edit mode, hit 3, select the face. We're going to inset, extrude this up, extrude and rotate on the X. I'm going to extrude it out a little bit. And then I want to hit Shift D to duplicate that. We're going to change this to local. And we're going to separate this by selection. We're going to come out of here, go into this, and okay, we're going to rotate it on the X. Actually, we want the microphone facing that way. Well, let's just extrude this out. Actually, forget that. We're going to scale this down. We're going to extrude it out with E if I hit the right thing. We're going to extrude it again, scale it up, extrude it out, scale it down. Nope. And then I think I'm going to hit this with the subdivision surface modifier. And move it. Let's go. Let's move it. Nope, nope. I had the wrong thing. I don't like how that looks at all. It's getting better, but not great. So what I want to do, I'm going to box select all of those. Okay. We're going to add another mesh. Actually, yeah, we're going to add another mesh. Do black, and we're going to assign that to that, and we're going to hit Control I to invert, and we're going to add another mesh, and we're going to make the other mesh kind of a light gray, and we're going to assign that. If we go back into this mode, if I hit the right button, it looks a little better. Not great, but this is just a prop. It doesn't have to look great. Oh, that's all the way down there. That's not where I need it to be at all. The important thing is how it looks from here, and it looks a little too tall, which is unfortunate, but I can fix that. So we're going to go into here, we're going to select all of these, we're going to move them down right about there. We're going to do the same thing here. Oh, it's up here, down here. Move it right there, and we're going to move it back, move it up. I hit the wrong button. Let's see how that looks in the correct mode here. That doesn't look bad at all. Now for the last little bit, we're going to add some text. We're going to rotate it on the X, 90 in the numpad. We're going to bring it up. We're going to go into edit mode with tab, Kirk's tips and tricks. Let's see if I can spell tricks right. There we go. Okay, we're going to bring it over, scale it down just a little bit, bring it up, and we're going to rotate it right about there. And I kind of want to make this look like a, I just realized I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. You know what? I realized I have made a mistake, so we're going to delete this. Or just hit the delete button, you know, simple things. So we're going to do another text. If I can find it. We're going to go to 7, or hit 7 on the numpad, so we go straight up and down. And we're going to do the same thing. There we go. Let's turn off some of this stuff so we can actually see what we're doing. I'm just going to turn off everything. Kirk's, I don't know what that did. Okay, Kirk's tips and tricks. Okay, all right. Nope, I wanted to stay in that mode. I just wanted to move this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a mesh. So we're going to convert to a mesh. We're going to give it a color, and I want it to be black. And then we're going to go into tab, and we're going to select all the faces and hit inset and watch it go crazy. So that's not going to work. I figured that might be the problem. Which means I'm going to have to do all of these separately. And we're going to make a new material, and we're going to give it a massive emission. And let's see. Oh, it helps if I assign it. Assign. Okay, that works. So I'm going to do this for all of these real quick. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I just discovered something. Instead of doing these one by one individually like I was doing, if you go into wireframe mode, then you can select everything, and the ones that were giving you a problem no longer give you a problem as such. And then you can just assign them all at once and not do what I did in trying to do them all individually. So if we go out of that mode, you can see it's kind of working. Let's give it, let's give it a little bit of that, because if I go to cycles, and if we bring back everything I just took out, we bring this up, rotate it on the X, 90 degrees. That'll work. And we go back to this mode with the 0 to go into the camera view, and we move this back and up. Nope, back into camera view. Let's bring this down so we get a little bit better of a picture here. That doesn't look too bad at all, and I think that's going to do it for this this very quick comedian stage prop that I am building for this week's podcast. Obviously, this will be coming out on Tuesday, so unfortunately this is after the segment airs, but this will be available on Monday or yesterday, and Kirk's Tips and Tricks will likely be coming out on Wednesday if you want to catch that. So until next time, have a good day. Actually, before I say goodbye, while my computer's processing it, this is what it actually looks like rendered out in cycles. Obviously, it's still trying to render because I'm also trying to render the image at the same time. But it looks much better than I thought it did. The shadow's a little bit off, but that's okay. I can fix that later if need be. Sorry, one last update. I got rid of the light in the scene and changed a few things around, and I think it looks way better. Gives it more of a comedy vibe. I may add a few more lights here and there just to kind of give it a little bit better of a feel, but I'm actually quite liking it.